Green salutations. Look, kind of enjoying basking in a little bit of a FAMU winning streak, especially on the basketball court. Also, football teams still got some offers out there, and basketball teams trying to get on something out there too. So, about to be a little bit of fun. You already know what it's always going to be. It's about to be Fangs up.
Yeah, baby, you know what time it is. Now let's get it started.
Are you kidding me? Unreal!
While our HBCUs are mostly known for academic rigor, community, they also know how to turn up.
Does he have it? Yes, he does! And that might be the knockout punch.
All right, green salutations. What's up, little baby? Hoping all is well with you and yours. Look, Martin Luther the King night. A little bit of something. Looks like HBCU game nightly. Excuse me. They got a couple coaches on their show, so we're gonna get it in before they kind of get started. Yeah, this. But yeah. Look, you hadn't gotten ready though. Do we have a little bit of hope for this basketball team? I'm asking for a friend. The friend could be me. Yeah, I noticed I kind of been, I don't say harping on the basketball team, but I've definitely been asking the questions. Like, I've got questions. Don't know if I've got answers. Which I know I love a little bit of good trouble. So, try to do a little something, something. Oh man, I left it downstairs. I had something come in the mail. So feel like it is my Rattler booster stuff. I don't know if I move that over. There we go. So yeah. So I feel like my Rattler booster tag came in the mail. Feel like I should send somebody downstairs to go get it, but you'll see for the next show. So my old one is up there. Got a new one. So support the team behind the team. They do stuff. I'll leave it there. Also, you got time. Hallelujah 95. Catch St. Clair Marine and myself. I hosted by Tallahassee State College, 6 o'clock. Now, this Andre Dawson Classic. Not sure if y'all seen this yet. I've definitely mentioned it, but it is down there at Dodgertown, or what used to be Dodgertown down in Vero Beach. If you go look on there, I'm not gonna lie to you, the prices aren't half bad. Single day tickets are $8 for the adults, $6 for the kids. I think that's fair. I'll leave that there. Now, if you want the whole shebang, it's 3 games. FAMU is the nightcap every night. So if you're gonna go and stay the whole day, you just want to see FAMU. FAMU is the night game every time, except for Sunday, and even on Sunday they're the last game. But $22 for a whole weekend pass. Where if you were to pay for 3 games, what's that? 24. So you save $2 by getting the whole pass. I need the transportation to get a little better there though. Like I don't know. I'm just saying. Like I thought about wanting to like try to catch a train there, but it doesn't get close enough. Do I want to drive? If it's on TV, I'm probably gonna watch that. Like unless the Orlando alumni group wants to go down there, let a brother know. I'll definitely jump in the back of the car. I'll chip in on gas, man. Brian ONG, I might text you, see if you're going. If you're going, I'll throw something in the kitty. That way we can ride together. We can split gas, toll, something. But the parking is $15. So not bad. Got that kind of set up. FAMU is a nightcap every night. So, the only reason I'm kind of like, I kind of want to, really would love to do the bright line or something like that for that one. What's up, Gail? Just so I don't have to drive back at like 11, 12 o'clock at night. Like, I don't know, I'm above that. Not saying I'm like too fancy for it, but saying I'm getting a little longer to tooth for that. Now for the golf team brought back a new old face. So right there, Coach Dillard, former FAMU golf player, Now he's a golf pro. Comes home to be a coach. I'm telling you, FAMU is quickly becoming the cradle for coaching. This is the place where you kind of get your start, and then it becomes a launch pad from there. So cool beans, good stuff. So now with track team showed out. Nia Blocker got first in the 60 meters. DeJuan Clark, Leonard Mastari, Kenneth Martin, Paul Dowden, and Lacey Dubosky showed out. So I ain't gonna lie, I'm really big on FAMU's track coach. I think this is what you do as far as like hiring practices. You get a person who was a winner, then kind of whatever, then bring them into your program, and all of a sudden they're winning again. It's kind of like what you do. Most people try to bring in winners. Most, didn't say all. So I'm just gonna say not all. We'll fix the third button for those who are concerned. There we go. It looks a little more tightened up, but I'm just saying, you want a winning program, you bring in winning coaches. That's just me. So I'll leave that there, though. Now, Michigan winning on a winning streak. FAMU's women's went out there and put that tie out on Arkansas Pine Bluff. I can't lie and act like I'm like exactly blown away. Like it's not like, oh my gosh, we beat Pine Bluff. Like, no. But you do what you're supposed to do. Like, for me, you beat the teams you're supposed to beat. That's half the battle. Like, if you beat the teams that you should beat, then all of a sudden, that fixes a lot of problems. Like, as far as, I think we had a crowd of about 1,000 people there. Swag, you confuse me. I'll leave that there. Because I think you're on to something. You're just too stubborn to do it. But I'll jump on that in a minute. But you see right here, when you beat the teams you're supposed to beat, the fans will start coming out. And all of a sudden, when the better teams come in that you might struggle with, that's when you start to build a basketball going culture. Like a lot of people are going to question and ask, why are so few people coming to FAMU basketball games? It's because the program's been cheeks for like 2 decades. Like you have like small times when the basketball program gets decent. And when that happens, people show up. But when the basketball program is trash, nobody's coming. Like, I'm sorry, it's supposed to snow on Tuesday in Tallahassee. I think they're expecting an inch of snow in Tallahassee. They've canceled MLK Day parades in Pensacola, I've seen. And I'm not mad at it because we're Florida. Like, we're not built for this. Like, last time it snowed in Tallahassee, I drove home after it snowed but waited for the roads to, like, clear out. Like, that's not our bag. Like, that's not our thing. So when the weather's kind of cold and the team's losing, it's hard for you to sell that to a program. So, winning brings people out. I'll leave it there. Now, the men doubled down, and this game wasn't this close. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, if you kind of look at the last and the final score there, they had a little more than a 10-point lead, and then it kind of ended with the 10-point lead. I'm liking this for Curry. Coach Curry's first win in the SWAC. Congratulations, Coach. But yeah, little baby said, yeah, snow is expected. I saw a snowflake on the forecast for Tuesday. I'm telling you, hope you got a fireplace. If you don't have a fireplace, Public sells firewood. Lowe's sells firewood. I'm just saying, for the people of Tallahassee, you got a fireplace, go make it happen, man. Like, don't be out there. If you got a grill, especially a charcoal grill, go get you some charcoal, man. Go get you some what is that oak, whatever called, Royal Oak. Get some wood. It's good day to maybe throw something on the grill. Just saying. Just saying, you get the fire really nice and hot. You could double that down and use it for heat and for cooking. I'm just saying, just throwing it out there. If it's not too windy. If it's too windy in Tallahassee, it sucks. But FAMU basketball got to win. Double wins. FAMU basketball is on a winning streak. Like, I don't care if it's Valley, and I don't care if it's Pine Bluff. You're on a winning streak. You can say whatever you want about FAMU basketball right now. I don't care. Like, I'm in super fan mode right now. Like, we win more games, and I'm about to be that irrational person that's gonna tell you we're gonna win a SWAC. I'm that serious. Like I am that fair weather with the basketball program. It literally goes from 0 to 100 with me. Like, they losing a bunch of games, whatever. But they give me just the smallest bit of hope. All of a sudden, I'm there. I'm there for it. Told you I got Rattlers Plus. So I didn't even get to watch the game because I was busy doing something else. But if I hadn't been busy, baby, I'd have been watching the game. Like, it don't give me hope, Curry, and pressure. Like, I was at the UCF game, here for it. But at the same point, Curry's giving me hope because he's bringing some recruits. Like, man, I ain't seen FAMU slide offers out like this in a minute. Like, when I tell you this program has been butt cheeks for like 20 years, yeah, I mean it. I ain't even trying to say that to be funny. This program's been sorry for a long time. Like, we had a little MJ era where we kind of had like 2-3 good years. Go back and look at the Lawson Center when MJ was up there hooping. You got a couple 4,000-5,000 fans, But look, Craig, you get some dubs and some of these recruits to come in, man, you might actually be on to something, Doc. This right here, this is what I'm talking about. Josh Hayes, 6'10". They list him as a forward from Northwest Florida State College. I think he's a forward because he's kind of, slight of build. He ain't no like 240, 250 type cat. But him with a couple other dudes, like, again, I'm gonna say this again. What's up, Nehemiah? Like, I'm gonna say this again about FAMU basketball. You're gonna have to change the game a little bit. Like, I love the wanting to use the analytics. We're not them shooters. We're not them guys. You're gonna have to do something to win some games. Put an exciting brand of ball out there. Keep getting them dubs, and the FAMU alumni show up. Like, some of the other stuff is gonna come, but keep rolling in a few dubs. Finish like middle of the pack by year 2, bruh. Like, heaven forbid FAMU's top 3 in the SWAC. Like, Lawson Center per game will have 4,000 or 5,000 people in it. Like, and look, baby, look. You know me, I'm gonna keep it a bean at all times. I'd rather tell you the truth than lie to you any time of the day. And with this basketball program, the truth is, it's been trash for a long time. I mean, you've had like reprieves when it wasn't trash, but right now, you're coming off of a time when the basketball program was not really inspired. Yeah, I think Coach McCollum kind of lost the program at the end. And I don't think it was just that he was like a sorry coach or anything like that. I just think the game had kind of done what the game it did, Look, that's where I'm at, Nehemiah. With FAMU basketball, 500 to me is great. Until Curry can kind of get his hands on the schedule the way he says he wants to per that ONG interview. And I'm going to hit up Coach, see if we can get him on here. I just think it's going to be a little while of kind of figuring it out. All right, first and foremost, you got to fix that contract. If you're going to keep him, fix it. If you're not, don't. Like, if you're going to go a different direction, use this to have him come in and really correct the ship as much as possible. But I think at this point, he's shown he's better than what you had. Like, and that's not saying a lot, but I'm seeing growth. Just looking at the record, looking at the product on the field. Hell, looking at the offers. Like, that's just me. Now, this right here, The Cameron McDaniels, okay. 6'5" guard from Louisville, Kentucky. He's a guard forward. So when you look at one thing, he's a forward, another thing he's a guard. I got questions. Like, because if he's a guard, how good is he as a shooter? If he's a forward, then what do he look like defensively? Because 6'5" is not huge in modern basketball. I mean, you think about it, Michael Jordan's 6'6" and played two guard. Like, you start looking at FAMU basketball roster, it ain't your granddaddy's FAMU basketball team. Like, 6'9" is kind of like the average for this team. Like, this team is not short. They just can't score with the darn. Like, that's just the biggest issue with this team. And look, should be AD's first order of business. Give him 2 more years, at least. That's what I'm saying. Like, and I've told Curry this to his face. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, I saw him after the games, and he's like, man, I rock with you, dude. I appreciate it. And I'm like, yeah, dude, I need them to, like, stop playing for contract, though. Like, I get why they're doing it. I still think it's bogus. Like, whether that's the guy you want or not, it's time to move on. He's here. If you want the best for this program, give him a 3-year contract, because it makes your program look bad if you're always firing people. It's one thing if people come to the program and leave. It's another thing if they're getting fired. When people leave and get a better job after, that makes your job look better. Because all of a sudden, FAMU is the place where people go, they get a start, and then it's like, oh, crap, I should come here because people are leaving here and doing things. Whereas if they're getting fired, it's like, man, I don't want to work there. Ain't no job security. Just saying. So now a couple games left, but if you do want to get those season tickets, they got the season tickets for $100. They got the $250 weekend club courtside, and they got the $500 courtside. Like, I'm just saying. And look, baby, please say it for the people in the back. Give that man a legit contract. No one is building a child. No prisoners team. I'm just saying. You're not going to build a conference championship team in one season unless you are unless you're doing what Deion did at Jackson State. Like, unless you're bringing the Monstars to a league, to a lesser league to dominate, you're not doing it. Like, look, and it's not like FAMU is paying an above average salary. Like, he's getting pretty average salary. Like, he really is. He ain't making what Vic making. I'll say that. Like, and he's pretty much working to pay himself. So if you kind of think about it, those non-conference games pretty much paid his contract and his assistants. Like, never mind. I'll leave that alone. Now, I will say this before I jump into football. Swag, you did a half behind job with the scheduling. You did half of this right. The other half, you just don't care. Like, Cookman and FAMU should have played this week. You saw the Alabama A&M Alabama State game. You saw an arena that says 6,000 people packed out for a rivalry game, doubleheader, great atmosphere. Like, people are saying, that's the best rivalry in sports for 6,000 people. And that's money. Straight cash, homie. Like, you're missing the mark as a conference if you don't wake up and see that your fans are going to religiously go to games in which their school is playing against their arch rival. Like, look at the Southern and Grambling game that just happened. Like, what you're really showing me is there's a conference bias to the schools in Louisiana. That's what it feels like, because you literally are holding hostage the potential to go to the playoffs for what equates to, like, really, I would say 4 schools, but it's really 3. Like, which I'm fine with. That doesn't bother me. What bothers me is the fact that when FAMU played Cookman, you still had a halfway decent crowd, even though no students were on campus. Like, it's during the holiday break. Like, you literally have a moneymaker. Look across the street. I had a conversation with somebody yesterday, and they're talking about Florida State being the ACC. There are 20,000 seats in Tallahassee for basketball. It's a tough ask to get a sellout at either arena, especially when the teams play on the same day. But you know how Florida State does it? One, they schedule their rivals. UF comes up Tallahassee, they go to Gainesville. That game normally sells out. They also play Miami at a certain time of year. That game normally does pretty solid. But then they have the big games. Duke, UNC, one of the two normally come to Tallahassee. And they normally come when students are in town, and that's a sellout most years. Because it's a simple fact that it's Duke or North Carolina. And when Louisville comes to town, you get a pretty decent crowd too. So you literally have big-time programs that draw big-time crowds anywhere they go. But you also mix the rivals in there. What you should have done as a conference is literally had this week as your rivalry week. Had FAMU play Cookman. You put the Alabama A&M Alabama State game on the SWAC network. Like, have your rivals play each other. Jackson State play Alcorn. Valley should have played Pine Bluff. And then that way, you could have kind of kept the rotation going that way. And then all of a sudden, it's rivalry week in the SWAC. You can sell that to another entity. It can be HBCU Go. Literally, you have college basketball where they literally have rivalry week on the ESPN. I'm just saying, like, you gotta do better at that. Like, I'm harping on that, and I know AD Suggs has mentioned that, but the squeaky wheel gets the attention. So fix it, because you're showing an obvious bias to certain schools. And I don't know if it's just the fact that you're lazy and you're comfortable with them two just coincidentally having that this weekend where they play their rivals, but you should have did that across the conference. Just saying. Like, you should have done like Tuesday, where either the schools, FAMU, Cookman, play one of the Alabama schools each, then come back home. Something, but fix that. So now, what makes y'all come to the party most times? It's football. It's football. And look, we had a couple offers slide out there. Brady McKellar, this kid's from Washington State. He's like a 6-foot quarterback. I don't know if he's a 6 foot or 5'11", but he's a 6-foot quarterback. So I'm gonna leave you alone. Like, don't start fussing at me. I don't know how tall he is. I've never seen him play. I will say, looking at that throwing motion, everything looks right. That's what I got for you. So he is a quarterback that's been offered. I think it's no secret that you got one quarterback, you're trying to bring in another. This guy's a freshman right now. I think this is the kind of kid, age-wise, you want in your program, because we understand HBCUs and really FCS football is the minor leagues. Probably I would equate it to AA. Then the FBS would be your AAA, and obviously the NFL is the NFL. But I think this is a kid that can come to a school like a FAMU and look at what Musa did. Look at what Daniel Richardson did. Hell, look at, y'all, look, I'm just going to say it like this. Look at what my boy from Godby did. He went up there, solid quarterback. I'm going to leave that alone, though, before I get in that soapbox. Like, FAMU's had 4 or 5 really good quarterbacks, like, in succession, all the way to Sunshine. You can say what you want. Sunshine never won a big game, but, Rashawn McKay, he got the job done. Moose got the job done. Just saying, FAMU's got a decent run of quarterbacks. And this one, I like the offer. Again, 6 foot. coming from a passing offense, when you have an offensive coordinator that is the quarterback coach, again, I like it. But I'm also looking at what Colsey is bringing in, looking what he's offering. I'm thinking because Colsey's been honest about his dealings when it comes to quarterback and really the offense, and has stated he wants an offense that can run the ball. That screams to me that you're going to run an offense that really throws the ball off play action. I don't think you're going to get a quarterback that's really running a whole lot. I think you're building an offensive line that's going to try to protect him as much as possible, which is common sense. But I think you're going to, if you're bringing in this guy as your quarterback, you're leaning into a little more of the Musa area. Like quarterback that's probably a little more of a pocket passer, runs if he has to, but a project quarterback that you're kind of letting your quarterback coach develop. Granted, Musa wasn't a project. Musa was a pretty finished product. Like, I'm going to put that there. Now, on the offensive line, man, no games played. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Like I told y'all, Colsey's been listening to folks. Folks have been asking, where's the offensive line? Where's the defensive line? And this Israel Harris, 6'2", 330, 2027 kid, 2027. But he's from South Carolina. That's the second guy we've brought from South Carolina. Somebody got some ties up there. Like I'm gonna say that out loud for the people in the back. But 6'3", 330, kids visited University of South Carolina. That's a solid offer. Like just off of size. Like I'm here for 6'3", 330. Probably a guard. I see 6'2", 6'3", but he's probably a guard interior lineman. Like we'll see how that goes. Now this one, Christopher McAlpin, man, he's trying to walk into the beautiful light, man. You can see that Wildcat pennant on there. Well, he's currently at BCU, but he's in the portal, 6'3", 305. And another guy, Cookman ran the ball all over us. Like, we can call a spade. BCU ran the ball all over FAMU in the Florida Classic. I don't care if it hurts your feelings. 0 F's to give it. The truth. Like, and look, I hope we're not leaning too much on running. There is so much talent receiver. I agree. I think when you look at this, I think we're leaning towards, like I said, that's why I said I think we're leaning towards running an offense that throws the ball off play action more so. Because you think about it, start looking at one of the talent we have at receiver. They can get behind defensive backs. Then you start looking at the running back room. The running back room has been filled with the plotters for the last couple seasons. You do have one home run hitter, but you got a lot of guys that are more so power backs. And I'll give it to oh man, my boy from Miami. He can catch the ball in the backfield. Like I think he might be a better ball catcher. He's close to where Jennings was. He's definitely better than Yant was. Like much better. But if he's coming back, yeah. Especially with this potential offensive line, I'm seeing 330, 305s, and guys who have experience. Like this one right here, Jawan Singletary, 6'3", 310. Now he's been around. He went to Grambling, then with New Mexico State. So, and he's not a Florida native. So take that for what it will. I don't get mad when kids who ain't from Florida don't commit to FAMU. That I get that. Like, stay home. But this right here, Singletary, he's got SWAC hours on him. He's played at a school like New Mexico. Not great, but serviceable, like a decent program. Like, so facilities, all those expectations, he knows what he's getting into. But I think with this, again, another guy, 6'3", 310, what I'm really seeing, I'm wondering what your tackles are going to be, but I'm seeing offensive linemen that are going to be experienced, if that's fair, but also probably more interior linemen that might be a little more versatile. All right, we're going to see about these tackles, but that's what I'm looking at. Now, this one, Ming, I think the last name is Sean. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. 6'4", 320. He's a center from FIU. Yeah. If he can move a little bit, that's a scary guy. I'm just saying. I know coming from FIU, maybe Willie's able to give a little something, but 6'4", 320 from FIU. Okay, I'm not mad at it. Like, you might have a little bit of time. Now this one, I had questions about this, and this is gonna bug a lot of y'all. Kamari Scurry is a commit to Mississippi Valley State, and he's at Madison County High School. So 6 foot 220. He's listed actually as a defensive end, but he also is listed as a linebacker. That's a question. Because 6'2", 6 foot 220, you're not a college defensive end. But can he move at linebacker? If he can move a linebacker, he's a linebacker. But if he can't, and you're kind of seeing Valley's come to Tallahassee to get quite a few kids. Like, you also had a decommitment, a receiver from Lincoln decommitted from FAMU. Not sure why, hearing different reasons. We'll see. But it's gonna be interesting, man. Now, because I know y'all all was trying to get back to that Ravens game. I don't know if y'all kind of been interested. I've been saying it, but all of a sudden we've seen another, I won't say celebrity, but you're seeing where allegedly Valley, and I give credit to Oscar. I saw Scotty post this first. So yeah, I know I give credit to sources wherever I get my information. I like for you to be able to fact check me and get that from too. But I don't know if y'all saw where Terrell Buckley might be interested in that Valley job. And good on him. Like, I will say, I don't know if it's a celebrity hire. He's a guy that's from Mississippi. He played at Florida State, so we definitely know him from Florida State, but he's Pascagoula, Mississippi. He actually coached here in Orlando with the Florida Guardians. They were terrible. Like, that was an abject disaster. Like, and I guess for me, when it kind of comes to this, I do question, are we as HBCUs kind of cheapening our value? Like, I've said it before. I feel like we're making the football coach, head football coach at an HBCU an entry-level position. And I think with what Deion's doing right now, the chance for him to go to the Cowboys, as some of y'all are seeing, I think that helps out. I think that's really good for those that are, wanting to kind of see the value of HBCUs. But you also kind of got to question, are some folks trying to see this as a fast track into that? Because you got coaches with no experience that are trying, or people with no experience that are saying they want to be coached. Y'all saw a football player was saying he wanted to get that Howard job. It's like, the guy hasn't left Howard yet. I don't know why you're trying to steal another man's job. He already had a little bit of success, but again, it's one of those things that you have to be careful about when you're just saying that you're going to utilize somebody's likeness, their name, image, and likeness to be able to benefit you, because you're paying some of these guys $400,000, $500,000 to be a head coach. Like, that's interesting. I mean, and you even seen with Eddie George interviewing for the Bears job, which honestly I kind of like it. I mean, I believe their general manager, black dude. So you're seeing where the Bears are kind of on the cusp of some things. So it's going to be a little interesting to see how this continues going with our HBCUs as far as like coaches, because HBCUs are a launch pad. I mean, I know we've all, heard about, what's going on. What's up, HBCU Band Talk? I met him at the Classic. Really cool dude. But HBCUs are really the launch pad for so many things. You're seeing where, especially right now, this is a season for change at FAMU. You're seeing a lot of people leaving. Looks like our recruiting directors headed to greener pastures. I'm not mad at that. Looks like our SID, my boy Josh. I'm hearing Josh is on the move as well. And honestly, that's a good thing. Like, full transparency, I I text him. I hadn't heard back yet. I know you're probably busy, Josh, but if you're leaving, good on you because you've come to FAMU, you made it better than what it was when you got there, and then you move on to the next place. Like that's kind of what you do. Like our HBCUs are a launching ground for greater things, and that makes FAMU look better to me. When FAMU is producing high level talent, not just your Will Packers and people who are working at Microsoft and these other places, but people who are like you're seeing head football coaches who have cut their teeth, come to FAMU, done great things, and now you have one that is at the FBS, and now he's taking some of the guys with him that came with him. All of a sudden, if those coaches go off and do things, now you might have a little bit of a coaching tree or something like that. So I think what we're seeing just in the HBCU landscape is America seeing what the rest of us seeing. HBCUs are a great place to start. This should help your enrollment. To me, this is what you sell. Like you sell these kind of things because it's how you're going to make the brand better. Like you got to sell it like that. Like even I kind of looked at this basketball program and we're talking like less than 1,000 people showing these games. To find a different way to market this. So some of this is that you may have to sell the HBCUs as a growth feeder program. But the other piece of that is you got to find a way to get the community involved. Like you may have to have a way where schools are getting free tickets. So the kids get free tickets and the parents come in for free. Have a school night where the kids from Gilchrist and Deer Lake, you invite them. Then the kids from, I don't know, Bond, whatever other schools are in the city, invite them over too and try to have like an elementary school night. And it's not something that you're not doing anything that nobody else is doing. Like for us to kind of act like we're always the innovators, nobody's ever done anything like us. It's a little fake because professional sports have school nights. They have nights where they give so many tickets away or at a discount, and they have the PTO event at the arena and the PTO events at this school. And all of a sudden, that does a few things. One, that helps build your community. Like eventually, you would hope FAMU becomes the school not just for the Black community, but for the community. Because everybody's dollars are green. Like you're competing against Florida State for dollars. Like we saw that even with this championship season that you had last year, or year before last now. You saw the parade Jackson State's having. You see where these HBCUs are starting to learn. And to me, the best HBCUs realize they're better when the community's involved. I think just looking at what Cookman's doing. Look at what Cookman's doing as far as recruiting. It's a whole lot of kids from mainland that are starting to get slid offers. I've seen that. I've noticed that. All of them ain't going there. But you would hope that becomes Daytona School. Like you should want for Tallahassee and the Big Bend to support FAMU in a way that the fans come out and they know, oh, hey, $8-10, I can go to a FAMU game, get a good night, get a good experience, get a good atmosphere. So, just some hopes, some of my wishes, man. So, but not gonna hold y'all too long tonight, man. Because I know y'all want to get back to watching Lamar, and I want to see if they're gonna win this game or not. We're gonna see. I turn TV off to kind of keep up, make sure the feed doesn't go crazy. So we'll catch y'all, man, on Thursday. So happy Martin Luther King Day. Y'all do what y'all gonna do. What you gonna watch? Like, share, subscribe. Tell 3 people about the Fangs Up podcast. And tell them we actually care about your time. If you are wanting to do your FAMU recap, hey, this week, you got the 220 Club. That's going to be coming up. You also have the ONG Strike Zone. That's going to be Wednesday. Thursday, got the Fangs Up podcast. And you also have, don't forget about it. Where is it? The Fang Exchange. So don't forget you got those things coming up. So, And I forgot this one, man. Look, before we cut out, let me give Cozy some credit. Hey, Coach, because I forgot to put this in my notes. He's been posting this. This is how you stay relevant, Coach. Like, just saying. Newcomer, Taquan Lattimore, guy from Cairo, DB. Okay. Then he had Biggs, which I don't know what that means. Like, I'm gonna have to ask that. Performer of the week. So James Gardner, Fort Pierce. Okay. Skills player of the week. Jordan Edwards from Albany. He's another senior. And combos. Nayron Jenkins, who I think is the vocal leader of the team. Not gonna lie, quietly, Nayron is my favorite player on defense going into this year. So I didn't know last year it was definitely Kendall. Last couple years, it was probably Kendall. But this year, Nayron's probably my favorite player on defense, and he's been the most vocal leader. So, Cozy, keep doing that because that does a few things. Keeps the fans engaged, keeps the fans kind of, knowing what's going on and everything like that. So, but want to give Coach that. Again, quick rundown. You have 220 Club meeting. That's going to be taking place. Don't forget about that. ONG Strike Zone, Wednesday. Thursday, Fangs Up. And then Thursday, the Fang Exchange. Don't forget the Fang Exchange has their event going on. And if you have not already, didn't put it up there, I do have it on the NAA page. The National Alumni Association has opened up their stuff for people who want to register to go to Frisco, Texas. So the NAA national thing this year is in Frisco, Texas. We'll have the graphic ready for the next episode, get y'all ready, and have that posted on our different pages. So for everybody, HBCU Digital Network, you already know what's up and what it's always going to be. Thanks up.
Yeah, baby, you know what time it is. Now let's get it started.
Are you kidding me? Unreal!
While our HBCUs are mostly known for academic rigor, community, they also know how to turn up.
Dorsey, how